All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Devin Smith PS4 Sports League Network live on YouTube, PS4 live stream Joe Price, Facebook. Today we're doing week 4 of the NFL Madden League season 12 2018. I'm online coach Big Kurt Lloyd Green. I'm going to be coaching the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going against Tennessee. We are 3-0 and very happy about it. And we're going to try to get a win today because we've been on a winning streak. We're going to keep that going. If anybody want to join any leagues, friend me on my PSN at Joe Price 834. Friend me on Facebook under the name Joe Price, or friend me on my YouTube page, Devin Smith. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell so you can be notified for new content. Also, check out my Facebook page, Joe Price Hall of Fame, which is an exclusive championship Facebook page that has playoff championship content from the past and the current.
This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a healthy Carson Wentz and the world champion Philadelphia Eagles face off with Marcus Mariota and the Tennessee Titans. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. This crowd here fired up for football as a moment ago their Titans were introduced. This should be a good one as the Titans get set to match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we take a look at this Titan ball club entering play. They come in 0-3 and in desperate need of a win.
And as a team, you start to feel a little bit snake bit. They need something good to happen right now so they know it's not just them. They think they have the makings of a good team.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Let's go, Philly! That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Eagles! In Tennessee, 3-0. Trying to move up the ladder in week 4. Let's go,
3-0 versus 0-3. Will current form hold? We'll find out as we're off in week 4. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their third-year quarterback calling the shots under center. It'll be Carson Wentz.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. These are his numbers from last week's contest. Now you figure that he'll probably be a big factor in this one as well.
No question about it, partner. We just saw right there. They want to get him the ball in space and see what he can do after it.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brian Arakpo coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And the tight end, Zach Ertz, is key in this offense as we get a look at the starters.
Comes out of the factory known as Stanford, which keeps putting out tight ends. Zach Ertz, one of the better ones we've seen in recent years.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On third and long, it's Wentz. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the veteran, Brian Orakpo. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And a short gain here down to the 22. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
And that is incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, as he can really impact this offense. Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere, forced him to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. On first down, Wentz. Being chased out left. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Wentz now on first down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jurrell Casey able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard. On second down, here's Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. And a nice gain at 21 yards. Throwing on first is Wentz. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Jurrell Casey in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Now Wentz throwing on second down. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the veteran Brian Orakpo. He's at the 50, the 40. He's at the 30, 20, 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. Extra point put through by Suckup, and the lead grows to 10-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Carson Wentz and the Eagles make their way out to the field. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Wentz now on first down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Here's Wentz to throw. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Wentz now to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Eagles coming up here on a third and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Wentz. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yep.
Run what
Put
you
your
do
foot on
best.
the gas.
Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Throwing is Mariota. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With the former Volunteer Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Titans with the football here to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. On 3rd down, Mariota. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Brandon Graham with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Sproles, the return. A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Alshon Jeffrey working his way back out there now to help lead this offense. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going. And it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Wesley Woodyard in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. Wentz going to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Jurrell Casey able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. Throwing now is Wentz. Forced out. And he's going to go down again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a 1st down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a 1st down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
1st down, Titans, gain of 12. Mariota on 1st down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. He showed off the athletic juke, but it didn't buy him a whole lot of real estate. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
To throw Mariota. He finds Corey Davis. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. His 1st catch, good for 14 there and a 1st down. A 1st down throw for Mariota. Get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Mariota going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. Back to Tennessee after this. We'll remind you once again, coming up at halftime, we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He's got stats and scores from around the NFL as we wrap up the first month of the season.
No longer is he a rookie, the coach, a true veteran now.
A crafty veteran. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And this is caught off the deflection. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 6 there on first.
Sometimes it pays to be lucky rather than good. That was not even the intended receiver on that pass.
But still able to haul it in for the reception. Mariota again. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, third down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They set the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Open man is Stacker. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there, and if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Flush to his right. Even with the good move he showed, he'll be brought down short of the 15. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
2nd down, Mariota. Throw left side, complete to Shard. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now Mariota. And he's got it. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. To throw is Mariota. This will be caught at about the 6. No gain, and it's 2nd down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 1st half. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? 3rd and goal. Mariota. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the 1st half. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And Suckup will put this one right through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Jay Ajayi works his way back onto the field. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to...
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
This is Lewis. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Final play of the half here, Mariota. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in Nashville, the Music City, with the Titans out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone. A lot to get to here in this final day of September. So let's get started. We'll start with two teams that are used to being linked on Thanksgiving. Detroit visiting Dallas. And it's the Lions who are out in front as they play the second quarter. Kenny Golladay, a touchdown reception. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Jared Goff leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. A couple of touchdown passes for Josh McCown. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Titans getting set to go. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They try again with Lewis. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Titans on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Brandon Graham in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
To throw is Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Brian Orakpo in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Wesley Woodyard in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kevin Byard, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
All day, every day.
Following the interception here, Mariota. He's going to loft this. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he is out of bounds, but not before taking this down to the 8. And that one results in 35 yards. And on this challenge, the refs have to take a peek and see whether or not the receiver was able to dot the I with both feet,
while making sure that he possesses the football all the way through the catch.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
And that is caught. Walker, touchdown Titans. Delaney Walker, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And now Mariota and the Titan offense, they're going to line up to go for 2. Lewis will get the handoff, and he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Wesley Woodyard in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. On second down, here's Wentz. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. He got 29 yards that time.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yards can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup.
Sucks, too.
Now he'll escape to his left. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
First loss, man.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. Ertz has it left side. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
I mean, we still got time, but we down a lot. You know, we could try to come back, but I haven't been playing good all game.
5 straight completions
I've
here
been
in the
messing up,
second
throwing
half. First and 10.
And then their defense has been playing terrific. Tennessee.
On first down, Wentz. Pressure
I've been playing the game a lot lately.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following
okay,
that
you've been playing the game a lot lately. Oh, okay.
Wentz now to throw. His throw incomplete. Jordan Jackson right there, step for step in coverage.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Now Wentz. Pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Brian Orakpo in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. They do go for it. It's Wentz. He's going to rifle one deep left.
The computer ain't no joke on Hall of Fame level.
Interception. Picked up by the USC Jackson. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Damn, man. We're going to get our first loss.
You're not you when you're losing. Snickers satisfies.
Oh, man, I knew it wasn't going to work out.
Back now in Nashville.
Because we didn't
it's
start
the
off
Titans.
right.
They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the 4th quarter. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
They're going to shut us out.
They'll start things on 1st down with Dion Lewis. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Don't worry, bro, it's a long season. I really want to see you win the Super Bowl in Madden 19.
Looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves them with 7 yards to go on 3rd
that's going to be a challenge.
And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way.
We won our last
6,
3.
7, 8,
so out of
9,
4 games, we won our last 3.
Puts
So
a
we're
little bit
3
more
and 1.
pressure on your big offensive
So,
line.
hey,
Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee.
You know, we just can't make this a habit. We work so
Averaging
hard
over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
In the preseason, I thought I was going to win the game.
Getting set to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense.
Yeah, that ultimate
ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z, and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too... And down he goes.
You can also pick, I think, Reggie White. You can pick Reggie White, Michael Vick.
In there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him.
You can get legend players and bring them back on
the preseason have a bunch of backups in the game.
Yeah,
throwing his Wentz. Buying time to his left. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
So that's why
another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary.
Because I see a whole difference in our games when we got our starters. It's a difference.
Now Wentz on third down. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Kevin Dodd with a big-time sack on third down. And it'll be a loss of 7. Now Wentz, gotta have this one. And now here's another interception. Picked by Kevin Byard. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature.
Philly has a 9.7 rating. That's the best in the game.
Seeing on defense as the scouting report changed,
got the best rating, though.
Different than what he expected.
We won the Super Bowl last year, you know? We deserve that
high
rating.
You better figure it
You got a lot
out.
of
The
people,
Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense. That they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Delay of game, offense.
So that'll back them up 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. Now Lewis. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Time for a break, and that is incomplete. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Around the NFL fourth quarter right now in Atlanta. It's the Bengals hoping to pull off a bit of a shocker. They lead in that one. Andy Dalton with one touchdown pass thus far. So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Wentz to throw. And almost intercepted. That would have been his third pick in this game alone. Instead, fourth down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off right around the 43. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm. Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
They run. This is Lewis. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. The Titans on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So for Tennessee, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.